Maines. Yes. Journey Maines. Koger to the corner to Baker on the way from downtown. There's Baker right there with the rainmaker. To the corner, Carter Bell. Pull the trigger and making a big time splash right there. Carter Bell. And that's going to be a deep fly ball left center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Lovegrove makes that turn. She'll head into second base. Again, hanging the signs behind the plate, Ryder Gibson. And that's going to be rifled right out there to center field. Nice piece of hitting right there by Hayden James. And that will be. Good evening, volleyball fans, and welcome back live here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network here on YouTube.com, as well as the IHSAA Champions Network here from Wes-Del High School here in Gaston, Indiana. As we have your 2-2 and MEC 1-0 Wapahani Lady Raiders, as they'll be taking on the 0-3 and MEC 0-1 Wes-Del Lady Warriors here tonight. Again, as always, I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. As we'll get right into things here with our Raiders Night pregame show presented by Elite Print Services, Debbie Curtis. For professionally designed and printed banners and signs, reach out to Debbie Curtis of Elite Print Services at 765-744-0381. Again, Debbie Curtis is a proud supporter of the WHS Network and Wapahani Raiders student athletes. So, Wapahani on the week so far, 2-0. Had a good victory Monday night there against Richmond. Was able to get the job done there for win number 1 on the season. And then the very next night in a varsity-only game against Blue River, the Raiders took down the Vikings there in straight sets as well. So now, again, even their record at 2-2 on the season. Starting out 1-0 in MEC conference play, which, yet again, we talk about that all the time with, no matter what sport it is, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball, I don't care what it is. You want to, every game's important, but especially these conference games, because this is just one part of your season that you always want to check off, and that is winning a conference title. And so it was nice to see us get off on the right foot there on Tuesday night. But, another challenge here tonight. Now, yes, I understand Wes-Del is winless on the season so far. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to hold true after tonight. So Wapahani has got to be on their A game. You're not here to take them lightly. And not only that, but, I really like what Wapahani's done, especially the last 2 games. Now, yes, was it really big-time stiff competition? At least on paper, I don't know if I would necessarily say that. I think both teams, have very respectable, very good athletes that I think have definitely some darn good potential. But Wapahani, we played much better than what we did last week. At least I thought so in a variety of areas. Now, does that mean that we played flawlessly? No, that does not mean that at all. No team plays flawlessly. You're always going to have some mistakes here and there. Again, it's about minimizing those mistakes as much as possible. And so, again, the last 2 games, I thought that we've done a much better job of minimizing little things, serving errors, for instance. Will they happen? Of course they will from time to time. But you don't want it to be a habit. You don't want it to be what really changes the outcome of a ball game. Net violations, communication. And I think that overall as a team, and I said this the other night as well, at least, Monday and Tuesday, it really seemed like these girls really played together as a collective unit. So, again, hopefully that continues here tonight and throughout the rest of the season. But you're here to get a win, and you've got to be at your very best to be able to do that once again here tonight. So, should be a good game. Wes-Del, Wapahani, coming up. Do not go anywhere. Again, this has been a Raiders Live pregame show presented by Elite Print Services Debbie Curtis. We'll be back here with tonight's national anthem as well as the rosters and tonight's first serve here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back live here on the WHS Network. We'll take a look here at tonight's rosters. First, For your Wapahani Lady Raiders, number 1, Savannah Fitzgerald. Number 2, Maya Mitchell. Number 3, Shaylee Dargo. Number 4, Kaylee Clements. Number 5, Addie Barnes. Number 6, Nola Baker. Number 7, Journey Maines. Number 8, Lainey Ledbetter. Number 9, Ella Recollect. Number 10, Kenzie Reed. Number 11, Lila Parker. Number 12, Jordan Noble. Number 13, Sophia Lash. Number 14, Hallie Parks. Number 15, Maddie Duncan. And number 16, Sydney Van Devender. Again, your Raiders are coached by Haven Gates and assisted by Estella Davis and Anthony Franklin. And now we'll take a look here at the roster for Wes-Del. Number 1, Layla Carmichael. Number 2, Aubrey Antrim. Number 3, Natalie Linder. Number 4, Gabby Rector. Number 5, Valerie Clark. Number 6, Kabreen McLaughlin. Number 7, Joy Tony. Number 8, Lily Bird. Number 9, Savannah Durr. Number 10, Cora Davis. Number 11, Nora Keegan. Number 12, Jocelyn Mosier. And number 13, Presley Durr. Again, the Warriors are coached by Kayla Stanley and assisted here by Andy Stover. So again, that is tonight's rosters. We'll step aside and we'll be back with tonight's first serve coming up here on the WHS Network. All right, welcome back here, folks. Again, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Lipscomb Laboratories, a proud sponsor of the WHS Network. Again, we are just about set for tonight's ball game. Again, Wapahani 2-2, MEC 1-0 on the year. Wes-Del 0-3 and 0-1 in MEC conference play so far. And I'm not quite sure what is taking a little bit longer to to get things underway. Well, I guess while we have some time right here, again, Saturday, you can see your Raiders back in action. That will be during the Wapahani Raider Volleyball Invitational, Saturday at 10 a.m. Again, some pretty good teams in the invite. Again, we'll take on Muncie Central at 10 a.m. And then following that game, we'll play against Seton Catholic. And then the third game of the day then will be Seton Catholic and Muncie Central. On the other side of the court, it's Northeastern, Oak Hill, and Adams Central. So 16 tournament, and yeah, should be a good one. Really looking forward to seeing what the Raiders can do coming up there on Saturday morning and afternoon. So again, we're still playing the waiting game here. I'm not, again, quite sure. I don't know if, I'm assuming it's some sort of lineup issue from Wes-Del. So, yeah, some sort of lineup issue is what I'm gathering. And they've given Wapahani a point. So it'll be 1-0 or 1-0 Wapahani already, and we haven't even had a first serve yet. All right, so it's going to be Addie Barnes back to serve again. 1-0 Wapahani. That was received there by Joy Tony, and the Warriors will be unable to get that one back over. So a 2-0 Wapahani lead. Another good serve right there, received there by Aubrey Antrim. Barnes, Clements here with a setup. There's Nola Baker. Again, just with a soft touch over the net and in play. Nice save there by Tony. And they will get it back over. Well done there by Layla Carmichael. Parks on the attack. The Raiders stay with it. Dug out, sent backwards. Carmichael's there. Free ball for the Raiders. Clements, Barnes, Baker. Dug there by Natalie Linder. Tony with the dig. Nice attempt nonetheless there from Antrim, but the point will go there to Wapahani. So out of bounds there off the serve. 4-1. It'll be number 13, Presley Durr, back to serve. Yes. The Raiders now 5-1. It'll be number 7, Journey Maines, back to serve. Received there by Carmichael. Great touch right there. Baker will look to get that one back over. Tony from the back row sends that one deep and out of bounds. Set there by Durr over the net. Clements on the Maines, and I don't know if there was just a miscommunication there as far as who was going to take that ball or if she just misplayed it. Nonetheless, 6-2 now with number 2, Aubrey Antrim, back to serve. And that one served well out of bounds as well, so a couple of serving errors here from the Warriors. Puts them in a 7-2 hole. The Raiders will have number 3, Shaylee Dargo, now in the game and back to serve. Received there by Carmichael, set to left side to Tony. Inbounds. Again, splitting the defenders there in Maines and Dargo.
Number 10, Cora Davis, serving for the Warriors.
That was number 10, Cora Davis, back there to serve just a moment ago there for Wes-Del. And there's Savannah Fitzgerald. Man, soared sky high and put that ball straight down. And some authority to make this an 8-3 ball game. Durr there with a set up to Tony. And nice hustle there from Baker and Clements. But Tony with the kill. 8-4 Wapahani, as number 3, Natalie Linder, will return to action for Wes-Del. And she'll be behind the service line.
Serving for Wes-Del, number 3, Natalie Linder.
That one served out of bounds as well. So Wes-Del essentially right here in the early goings was really hurting themselves. Again with just serving issues. We'll have number 16, Sydney Van Devender, now in the ball game. Laney Ledbetter will have seats. Good ball right there. Set Tony there in the back row. Baker, Barnes to Maines, out of bounds. No touch was called. Point Wes-Del. So again, a 9-5 ball game. Again, the difference right now, again, just the serving errors here from Wes-Del. So it'll be Joy Tony back to serve. Van Devender off there to the left side, but Maines is there to help her out. Barnes skips it off the top of the net and over. Durr there from the right side. Van Devender digs it out. Baker back to Maines and sends that one long and out of bounds. So another crucial serving error for Wes-Del. We'll have Hallie Parks back in for Wapahani. We'll have Kaylee Clements back to serve. And that will be in there. So Wes-Del back at it again. This number 1, Layla Carmichael, will be to serve, or will be back there to serve. Number 10, Cora Davis, also back in here. Shoot! And another serving error. So of the 11 points Wapahani has scored, I believe, I think it's been right at about 5 or 6 serving errors. Which is great here if you're Wapahani. You know, you got to keep pushing the gas right here. Take full advantage. And out of bounds off the hand there of Davis. Carmichael on to Tony. In there. So Tony from the back row collects the kill. So back to a Raider 5-point lead. Will be number 3, Natalie Linder, back in the game here. Presley Durr back to serve. And another ace. Right now the court awareness probably not where they would like it to be. Nice hustle there by Van Devender. Baker will get it over. Free ball here for the Warriors. And again, the ball that was misplayed. And that will cost them there. So the Raiders back at it here as Kaylee Clements will return to the floor. And also for Wapahani, we'll see number 13, Sophia Lash in the game. Journey Maines now back to serve. Baker on the attack, yes. That is in there for Nola Baker. Received by Carmichael. Set to the right side there to Antrim. Nice dig there from Barnes. Clements on there to Lash. Tony will dig it out. Antrim back the other way, out of bounds. Nice hustle. Maines will get to it. Baker gets it over. Antrim from the left side, dug by Clements. Barnes, Baker, yes. (17-10). Shank backwards off the rafters. Down in play, so credit Maines there with the ace. Durr set on there to Savannah Durr. Baker, too strong and long right there. So returning to the floor will be number 3, Natalie Linder, and number 12, Jocelyn Mosier for Wes-Del. And it will be number 2, Aubrey Antrim back to serve. So another substitution for the Warriors. Number 4, Gabby Rector will now sub into the ball game. Here for Wapahani, it's going to be number 3, Shaylee Dargo. Great hustle there by number 3, Linder. Here for Wes-Del. Baker now on the attack again. Dug out by Carmichael. Tony now from the left side, out of bounds, too strong. Did not quite getting that flick to the wrist. Downward actions. We'll have a timeout. Taken here by Wes-Del. Wapahani 20, Wes-Del 11, set number 1. Stick around. We'll be back right after these messages here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, so again, returning there from the timeout. Wapahani now with a 10-point lead. Again, Shaylee Dargo still behind the service line. Good ball right there. Tony will get to it. Now Rector gets it across. Dargo on the Barnes. Sophia Lash, free ball here for the Warriors. There's Linder back to Tony again. Mains with the dig, sends it back over the net. Barnes, Lash on to Baker. Yes. Heck yes. Finds that back left corner. But a great job by Wapahani defensively right there, getting to anything and everything and making that play possible. Set to Baker again. You better believe it. (23-11). The Raiders just 2 points away from taking the opening set here this evening. And we're going to have... What in the world is going on? So timeout is called. The players thought that they was blowing the whistle to play. Instead, it was the complete opposite. So, nonetheless, we do want to take some time here this evening and thank our sponsors. Again, a big thank you here to Next Only Hometown Realtor Courtney Felton. Again, she proudly supports Wapahani High School athletics and the WHS Network. Whether you're buying your first home, selling your current home, or simply have questions about the local real estate market, call Courtney Felton at 765-748-6334 and let her make your next move your best move. Again, big thank you again there to Next Only Hometown Realtor Courtney Felton. Also a big thanks here to Statham Exteriors. Again, for all of your roofing, siding, window, and gutter needs, give them a call. Again, those are the two numbers you can reach them at. They're for quality workmanship for affordable prices. That one was sent to the moon. So number 10, Cora Davis back there to serve. Baker, Barnes on to Baker again. Hey, she got the hot hand. Keep on feeding her. So set point has now arrived at 24-12 Raiders. It'll be Nola Baker back to serve. And there's an ace, and that will cap it off here for set number one, as the Raiders will take the first set 25-12. Make sure to stick around. Set number two coming up here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here with our Coldwell Banker Realtor Brian Van Mater game break. Again, with Wapahani taking set number 1, 25-12. Again, a good first set here from the Raiders. I think that they took advantage of opportunities that was kind of handed to them. Again, I think that Wes-Del really hurt themselves again behind the serving line. Obviously some passing miscues as well, but the serving, initially, especially right there from the get-go, was a big thing that continued to bite them right there. And again, Wapahani took full advantage, so we'll see what set number 2 has in store. And there is an ace for number 13, Presley Durr. They received there by Lila Parker. Barnes sets it up there to Maines, and Maines is there to collect. Tied at 1. Addie Barnes back to serve. Okay. Looks like now we're set. They was cleaning up the other side of the floor, and then we served it, and it didn't necessarily seem like everybody knew what was going on here. So 2-1 there after the ace from Barnes. Durr with a set up there to number 9, Savannah Durr. Dug out by Maine, set to Baker. Yes. Baker going right down the line right there. And, much like we seen there in the first set, we got to give a lot of credit right here. I mean, Raiders playing well. Especially, when you start really getting Baker involved, that just continues to add trouble for your opponent. We have different, variety of different options here. Baker, you got Journey Maines, Barnes, Ledbetter, Parks, Flash, Fitzgerald. That's just ones that, usually are getting pretty consistent playing time. And you have other girls even on the bench, that I think that can really be a good asset, especially as the season goes along here as well, if their name's called. So, it really doesn't make a difference who it is. We've got some good hitters. And, they're young, and they're, ideally, should get even better, not only as the season goes along, but as the years continue on. So the service there for Maines makes this a 6-3 ball game here in set number 2, and it will be number 10, Cora Davis, back to serve for the Warriors. Again, if you're just tuning in here for the first time tonight, we want to say welcome to those of you. Again, they're just tuning in here live on the WHS Network. I'm Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Very thankful for each and every single one of you. Again, I'd like to send a shout out to one of our very loyal listeners and watchers, Barbara Wilmoth, all the way down there in South Carolina. Appreciate you. And we appreciate everyone for always tuning in and being very supportive. Again, it doesn't go unnoticed. So we appreciate you guys. So 7-4 now, Fitzgerald in the ball game. And then it will be number 3, Natalie Linder, back to serve for Wes-Del. And another serving error there for the Warriors. So we'll see if Baker and the Raiders can make them pay for it here. Again, Mitchell actually came into the game, but she's now out of the game. And so I was trying to see who came back in for Wapahani. Durr will punch it over. There's Clements. Baker on the Ledbetter, and a little too far. Off the hand there of Laney. Makes this 8-5. Lila Parker now back in here with number 7, Joy Toney, back to serve for the Warriors. And now that one served out of bounds. So Wapahani will have number 8, Laney Ledbetter, back to serve. Now as Maya Mitchell will return to the floor. Nice serve right there from Ledbetter. Laney will dig that one out. Baker on the Barnes here on the right side, out of bounds. So number 1, Layla Carmichael, back to serve for Wes-Del. It will be received by Ledbetter. Mitchell on the Barnes, there with the left hand. Presley Durr off the hand of Mitchell. Raiders keep it alive, and Ledbetter will get it over. Now Wes-Del with an opportunity. Antrim into the net. Point Raiders. Back on top here, 10-6. Kaylee Clements and Hallie Parks back in the ball game, with Clements back to serve. Received there by Antrim, set on. Durr on the attack. Ledbetter, unfortunately, just misplayed it that time.
Back to serve for Wes-Del, number 13, Presley Durr.
So Durr back to serve. Number 9, Savannah Durr, now subs into the ball game. And somehow, again, from my viewpoint here, most of the front row I can't even see. Again, you know, you have, yes, obviously the referee, but then you have the referee stand and everything else right there along with it. So I can't see majority of what happens there in the front row on Wapahani's side of the floor. So sometimes it's a little interesting to see, or to actually know who's actually hitting the ball and who's not. So 11-8 is your score. Addie Barnes back to serve. Ledbetter with the dig. Again, the ball bounces around there on the backboard of the basketball goal. The Raiders still get it back over. Oh, nice hands there from Ledbetter. Barnes, Clements on Baker, dug out by Carmichael. And again, it's the ball misplayed this time for Wes-Del. Tony there with the dig, sent that one into the stands. Absolutely leveled that ball. Durr sets it on to Savannah Durr. Barnes will get to it. Now Clements. Barnes gets it over. Free ball here for Wes-Del. That was nearly a net violation there on the Warriors. Mercy. Just thunderous hits. Good ball right there by Carmichael. Savannah gets it over now. Ledbetter sends it back across the net. And that's going to be 4 hits. And a timeout on the floor taken by Wes-Del, 15-8. Raiders lead it here in set number 2. We will step aside for a quick break, and we'll be back here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back again. that timeout just finished up, and they literally just got the ball over the net, so you really didn't miss much. And we're going to have a net violation here on Wes-Del. 16-8. And now head coach Kayla Stanley, I'm assuming he's wanting some sort of explanation there from the referee or clarification. Nonetheless, Addie Barnes back there to serve. Received by Carmichael. Bresslinger there on to Antrim. Parks will send it back over the net. There's Baker. Barnes. Mitchell. Back set there to Antrim. And point there for Wapahani. The excuse me. The line judge was trying to signal that the ball hit the antenna or went on the other side of the antenna. Nobody seen him until after the play had already developed and happened. So we'll have number 2, Aubrey Antrim, back to serve for Wes-Del. That ball received there by Parker. Baker will get to it. And Carmichael, I don't know if she just slipped or what happened there, but hopefully she's okay first and foremost. Looks like she is. But the Raiders will end up claiming their 19th point of this second set. We'll have Safina Lash and Hallie Parks back in here. And Journey Maines back to serve. And a very good one there from Maines. And they call Wapahani for over the net. So 19-10. As number 10, Cora Davis, will drop back to serve. So that will be an ace here for Davis. Man, what a nice job there by Barnes. Able to get that one back over the net and pushed a little too far there by Durr. And the Raiders now take a 9-point lead. So it'll be Shaylee Dargo back to serve here for Wapahani.
Shaylee Dargo, number 3, serving.
Received by Carmichael. Durr. Oh, set that one up there to Tony, but you might have had to stretch back just a little bit to get to that one and didn't end up getting enough on the hip. Savannah Durr gets an over free ball here for Wapahani. Maines, Barnes, Fitzgerald. Presley Durr gets there, but then again, the soft pass puts the Warriors a little bit of a bad spot right there. It was a good hustle there from Gabby Rector there for Wes-Del. And that will be a kill for Joy Tony. So 22-12. Looks like Lila Parker will be back into the game here for Wapahani.
Like the serve for Wes-Del, number 3, Natalie Linder.
And shank there off the hand, or off the arms there of Journey Maines. So that will be an ace here for Natalie Linder. And out of the air. So again, with Wapahani in the driver's seat here in set 2. They're just a pair of points away from taking a 2-0 lead. Nicely done right there. Great concentration there by the Warriors to get that ball back over the net. Dug out by Carmichael, but then sent back the other way by Linder. So set point now 24-13. Again, it's Nola Baker back to serve. Floater serve there from Baker. Tony there from the right side. That was blocked. I think that might have been either Fitzgerald or Lash there on the block, but it gets the job done nonetheless. And the Raiders will take set 2, 25-13, as we now move on to set 3 of the evening. The Raiders, with a 2-0 lead, will step aside, and we'll be back with set number 3 live on the WHS Network.
First of all, in 6th grade.
All right, folks, welcome back live here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. Again, Wapahani with a 2-0 lead over Wes-Del as we head to the third and decisive set here this evening. Well, hopefully it's the decisive set. But again, Wapahani looking to go 3-0 on the week up till this point. Again, they'll have their annual Wapahani Raider Volleyball Invitational on Saturday. It's a pretty good competition there in that as well. Really looking forward to that. We hope you guys come on out and support the team there on Saturday morning and afternoon. As set number 3 officially underway, Addie Barnes again was back there to serve just a moment ago. Presley Durr gets it over the net here for Wes-Del. That was Van Devender there on the dig, and then Hallie Parks lays into one right there to put the Raiders on the board for the first time here in set number 3. Received there by Carmichael, set up to Davis. Mains there from the left side. And that, I don't know how that she was not under the net right there. But nonetheless, ends up a point for Wapahani either way. Great hustle there from Linder. But again, she had to run through darn near one of her teammates right there to even get to the volleyball. So a early timeout here in set 3 from the Warriors. And while we have a moment, we would like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. Once again, we would like to thank Statham Exteriors. Again, Statham Exteriors for all of your roofing, siding, window, and gutter needs. Contact them at 765-449-2881 and 765-702-8329. Again, they are known for their quality workmanship for affordable prices. So again, reach out to them. Again, they're a proud supporter of Wapahani High School student athletes and the WHS Network. Again, also a big thanks here once again to Next Home Elite Real Estate hometown realtor Courtney Felton. Again, whether you're buying your first home, selling your current home, or simply have questions about the local real estate market, she is here to help you. Give Courtney a call today at 765-748-6334. So again, following the timeout there from Wes-Del, it's Wapahani 3, Wes-Del 0 here in set number 3 of the evening. Carmichael digs it out, set up here to number 8. That's a Lily Bird. And the Warriors will get on the board here for the first time in set 3. So in comes number 9, Savannah Durr for the Warriors, and Presley Durr will now be back to serve. So 4 hits called here on Wapahani. Baker gets to it. Barnes sets it up to Parks. Durr's there. Good pass right there to work with. Nice hustle right there by Parker to track that one down. And that ball hit off the antenna, out of bounds, point Wapahani. So returning to the floor here for the Raiders, Kaylee Clements. And it'll be number 7, Journey Maines, back to serve. Again, the Raiders were trying to sub in another player, and they were too late to do that. Now we'll have that substitution. Sophia Lash will return to the floor there for Sydney Van Devender. Sent that one deep there to the back row. Savannah Durr on the attack, just mishits it. Barnes to Parks. Durr's there, and a net violation on Wes-Del. And a brief stoppage again to clean things up here on Wes-Del's side of the floor, that is. Mains on the attack that time. Dug out. Barnes on the Parks. Lots of action up on the net. And Wes-Del will end up taking the point after the Raiders were unable to get that one back over. So we'll have number 4, Gabby Rector, 5'3" sophomore outside hitter for Wes-Del, back there to serve. Lash received it, set on the Parks, and that will be 4 hits on the Raiders. Parker, Barnes, Mains, yes! Quite the trio right there for the Raiders. And Savannah Fitzgerald, as well as Shaylee Dargo, back into the ball game for Wapahani, with Dargo back to serve. Good ball to work with there for Carmichael, set on to Tony. So 8-5. Now your score. We'll have number 10, Cora Davis, back to serve. Received by Mains. Barnes sets it there to the middle. That was to Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald will be credited there with a kill. And that will once again put the Raiders back on top here by 4. Nola Baker back to serve. Kaylee Clements also returning to the floor here for Wapahani. And another cleanup here for the Warriors on their side of the floor. Nice hustle right there from Lash. Getting to that ball in time. Some confusion there on behalf of Wes-Del. Barnes on to Fitzgerald. Tony back at it again. He said the Raiders got a piece of that one. Max close to the net right there, but Barnes was able to sneak that one over. Nicely done. But then Joy Tony here on the flip side of the floor nails that one to the floor to make this now a 9-6 game here in set 3. Will be number 3, Natalie Linder, back to serve. Received by Mains. That ball was set right on top of the net, but Wapahani will get by with it here. And Tony, this hits that one out of bounds. Again, just a touch too far there for the young lady. And a couple more substitutions here for Wapahani. We'll have Sydney Van Devender and Maya Mitchell return to the floor for the Raiders. Shank backwards, ricocheted off the basketball goal. Durr unable to get it over. So some little miscues again, continuing to really hurt Wes-Del here in this one tonight. It is 12-6 Wapahani. Again, the timeout on the floor. We'll step aside here for a timeout of our own. Again, the Raiders up 2-0 here on the WHS Network. Again, following the timeout, it is Wapahani 12, Wes-Del 6 in set 3 of the evening. Again, Wapahani, if you're just joining us for the first time, took the first 2 sets, 25-12, 25-13. And the Raiders will have Sydney Van Devender back to serve. Received by Carmichael, set to the left side, Presley Durr, Baker, then Barnes, and then Fitzgerald. Wes-Del will now keep it alive as well. Barnes couldn't keep that one in bounds. But a great attempt right there from the Raiders, nonetheless. And we will see number 5. That is Valerie Clark, and number 8, Lily Bird. 7 to the ball game. Again, Clark will be back to serve for Wes-Del. Shank backwards, but nice job there by Baker to stay alive, or keep the ball alive right there. Collected up front there by Fitzgerald. Nicely done, but Barnes is going to get called there with a lift. She tried. Got to give her credit for that. So 12-8. Baker, Barnes, Fitzgerald. Yes, there's a touch called. Point Wapahani. So Clements will return to the floor. So does Hallie Parks. And Kaylee Clements back to serve. Set there to the right side to Antrim. Dug out by Baker. That ball lands right on top of the net, and that will be mishandled by Lily Bird here for Wes-Del. Nice save right there by Clements. Helping the teammates out right there. And Van Devender unable to make a good play on that one this time around. She'll get it next time. 14-9 now is number 1. Layla Carmichael is now serving for the Warriors. And the Raiders lead it by 5 here in set 3. Parker receives the serve. Set on there to Mitchell, and the left hand works out beautifully right there. So Parker now back out of the ball game. Clements back in there. And Addie Barnes to serve. Carmichael received it. Set on there to Davis. Now Van Devender digs it out. Set up to, I think that might have been Hallie Parks yet again. A good majority of the time, I cannot see the front row. Especially, when there's a play that's a little bit closer from the middle to this nearest side where we are. You really can't see it. Now, if it's on the opposite side, obviously much clearer viewpoint there, but unfortunately from where I'm sitting at, not so much. Baker, now Van Devender Baker will get it back over. Here's Wes-Del now. Durr tries to punch that one over, but really unable to do much with that. Again, that ball very close to the net. Makes it 18-9. The Raiders need just 7 more points in order to get the brooms out here tonight. And there's an ace for Addie Barnes. Darnier had another ace there for Addie. Oh, there we go. So 4 hits. I think Wes-Del might have got away with one right there. Off of that serve, it looked like Carmichael hit the ball twice. Looked like it first hit off her forearms and then more of her maybe her biceps or shoulder area. But nevertheless, 20-10. Presley Durr was back there to serve, and that will be an ace there for that young lady. So that one served out of bounds, makes this 21-11. Again, following the conclusion of this ball game here tonight, we'll have no Raiders Live postgame show. So again, no Raiders Live postgame show. Again, we got to get things cleaned up and get out of here so we can get home at a somewhat decent time, considering it's almost 9 o'clock. We got about a 30-minute drive home or so. That ball served out of bounds. (22-12) now, as number 4, Gabby Rector, will return to the floor for Wes-Del, and she'll be back to serve. Great hustle there by Carmichael. Savannah Durr will get it over, and it's in there. Got to give credit where credit's due. Great job of showing hustle and never giving up on the play. That will be off the hand of Lash and out of bounds. So another ace here for Wes-Del. This time it's here for Gabby Rector. There we go. Hallie Parks there from the right side. 23-14. In comes Fitzgerald and Shaylee Dargo. So Dargo back to serve. Just 2 points away from a sweep of the Warriors here tonight for your Raiders. Maines will track that one down. Barnes on to Fitzgerald. Yes. Heck yes. So match point. Tony Durr right back to her. And that is blocked by Sophia Lash. And that will do it, folks. Your Raiders will get the brooms out and sweep the Wes-Del Warriors here tonight. 25-12, 25-13, 25-14. So again, a very, very good win here tonight for Wapahani. Make that now 3 in a row here for the Raiders. Again, with the victories over Richmond, Blue River, and now Wes-Del this week. Again, the Raiders will be back in action Saturday morning at a 10 a.m. start time there in their annual Wapahani Raider Volleyball Invitational. Again, they will be taking on Muncie Central in the first game there on Saturday morning from Raider Gymnasium. Again, a big thank you to Sam Pierce Chevrolet, Coldwell Banker, local realtor Brian Van Mater, Liberty Prairie Alumni Association, as well as Taylor Architects, Inc., Alfred Rods and Customs, Next Home Elite Real Estate Hometown Realtor Courtney Felton, as well as Air Park Door, Lipscomb Laboratory, Some American Legion, Post 437, Dr. Carrot J. Wolf, DDSPC, East Jackson Auto Sales, as well as Resolve Tech, LLC, Puerto Vallarta, Mexican Restaurant on Broadway, Statham Exteriors, and Elite Print Services, Debbie Curtis. Again, all proud sponsors of the WHS Network. Again, big thank you to everyone for staying with us here throughout the evening, and hopefully all of you enjoyed the broadcast. Again, our next broadcast will be on Monday night, Tuesday night, when we welcome in the Yorktown Tigers. That will be, again, our next broadcast. They're next week, September the 1st. So that should be interesting. But, again, come on out Saturday morning and afternoon and root on your Raiders there in the Volleyball Invitational. So, again, until Tuesday evening, folks, again, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy saying good night from